This is Clix on the Barbie. Join us as we talk about Clix in Australia, current heroclix happenings, and a dash of meta. Welcome to Clix on the Barbie, episode 17. I'm Ben Jones, and with me I have Rafael Souza.
I'm here for the random stuff today.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about a bit of a good, bad, and ugly Clix we have played over the last week, and also we're going to end up with a random Raf episode. So we're going to let Raf take the lead and lead where we go tonight. So let's turn on the gas, light the Barbie, and let's talk some Clix.
Okay, so tell me that you have something prepared for start. For
Well,
start the show.
Yeah, I guess the first thing that we want to start with is, well, how's your week been? What's your good, what's your bad, what's your ugly? How's your week gone, Raf?
Let me have a look. I think that we are getting ready to go like not staged. We are in lockdown here, right? But it's a phased, I would say. Like we are starting back to normal stuff. There are a few phases of this, like reverting back to normal life. And the first phase will be next week, I think. So I'm pretty excited about that. Next Monday, I would say, we will be able to kind of like meet few friends. I think maximum 5 people at one home. What else? So this is the first thing that I also heard like some sports might return, so I'm pretty excited about like playing soccer again. I'm really missing, like doing some stuff apart from just like walking in the streets alone.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be able to kind of like see some friends. I had yesterday I had ducted aircon installed here at my place.
Nice. Before summer, worthwhile getting.
Yeah, for the summer, yeah, because like one of my rooms is like almost impossible to stay. This is the one that I'm actually in now. So and I work at this place. We had aircons, but we had splits, and the splits couldn't even reach to this room at the house. So
Yep.
just decided that okay, if I'm gonna work like the full summer here, I definitely need like something better than the splits that we have. So we just decided to install the ducted air, and it was pretty good. Like just one day they installed everything, so pretty decent job. And now ready for the summer, and I already turned it on today, so it was not even that hot, but just like for testing.
You have to test it out.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
want to know. You want to know if it
Yeah.
works. Ready for
Yeah, ready
a
for the
hot summer of Clix.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, that's basically that's random stuff. And in terms of clicks, I had the chance to play my week. Oh, actually, we had a long weekend this week. So we played 3 games. I was able to play Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as well with Terry.
Nice.
Don't know if it's like good or bad thing because like just keep losing to him. So it's been a little bit rough. I'm having some rough time, and then I think we can actually go into tactics later this show. Since this is like random show, we can discuss a little bit of tactics and like the sort of games that we are having with Terry and how bad the matches are.
We can certainly look at those teams
Yeah,
and what you guys have been playing
yes,
and what
and
sort
yes,
of.
yeah, and maybe you can help me because like I cannot see anything to beat him. Like I don't want to like build something to actually go. Oh, okay, I'm building this. I'll beat you. But I really wish like I could beat him with my team, and I'm not being able to. So we played Saturday. I lost. We played so even if I win map, if I lose map, he was able to manage a team that can handle my alpha strike, positioning stuff, and etc. And even if I win or lose map, I lose the game. So it's been a little bit rough, and at the same time, kind of like not discouraging, like because when you don't know what to do
Yeah,
to win, so
yeah, and you're going, how do I get over this, and how do I
yeah.
win against this? Yeah, and okay, we'll talk about the teams that you
Mm-hmm.
guys have been playing,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can probably talk through those,
Yep.
I guess, archetypes that
Yep.
of teams that people play,
Mm-hmm.
and that, and again, we can talk about. Sometimes it comes down to play style as well, and what
Yep.
the things that you like to play and things that are good. So
Yep.
that's
That's it.
something
So
that
yeah,
we can
that
certainly
was
talk about.
my week basically.
Nice. It's really great to hear. And yeah, always a good thing to get some cooling before summer hits here because you'll know you'll need it. Good. For myself, I've continued to be on holidays this week, so that has been great to have some sleep ins and to just spend time with family.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I've sort of picked up on heroclix for the next few days. So I haven't played. Well, I played a game on Saturday and played a game on Tuesday night as well on Roll 20. So I played against Anthony, and
And how
we
was your
just
game?
yeah, the game was really good. We just were building from out of the Rafs set, so the Rise and
Okay.
Fall set.
Mm-hmm.
He had a team that he wanted to play.
Mm.
I just sort of went, cool, I'll take my sealed team because I was still
Mm-hmm.
happy with
Yep.
it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
give
Yep.
me a
Yep.
chance to learn from it. And I had, yeah, so I've got Emma, Magneto, who else got X23 and Longshot. No, I really like it. It's got a couple probs on it. We've got that mind control through things. And so I'm gradually learning about it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he really wanted to play. Now I've forgotten the name of the character. We had Dakin was one,
Okay.
and Mimic was his other major hitter
Oh,
as
Mimic.
well. And
Okay.
so
Did he
yeah,
play
and
like Mimic? Which one, Prime or
just the normal one, just
normal
the
one?
normal
Like
one.
full
But
points?
that yeah, at 100 points, I think it was, if I remember correctly, and I think that's 4 points.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, he played it at 100, and then I think he may have, I can't remember exactly who he put on the
Yep.
bench,
100.
but
Yep.
but gave himself a reasonable person to put on the bench for his mimicry tokens, and yeah, it was good fun. Um, he got me in the end. I just again roll 20 dice, but just
Yeah.
dice in general, that happens. But um, yeah, Emma lasted to the end. She was the last one to go down, but it was yeah. I've really enjoyed playing the set so far, what I've played of it, and I think yeah, I've actually well, I haven't played myself, but I will look to in the future is to play Dakin because I think he's been really great in a couple of games I've played against him,
Yeah,
done some
he's
good damage.
interesting. He's interesting.
Yeah, as I was saying to you before, I managed to mind control Dakin, and then he went and hit Mimic, and so I was able to add one of those poison tokens to him, so he wasn't able to use his own stop clicks, which was really cool.
But
Uh,
how would you compare him for 70 points to Juggernaut, for example? Like because they basically have almost the same effect, right? They
yeah,
kind of like don't let others to
well,
use stop clicks and this kind of stuff.
I guess they're a little bit different in the fact that Juggernaut's when he hits, I don't think, if I remember correctly, he doesn't like leave a token on. Let me go find and
No, no,
but
it's
when
just like opposing characters within 4 squares can't use stop, leadership, or perplex. So it's a
oh
little
there we
bit
go.
different. So,
Yeah,
okay.
look, and I think probably well, no Juggernaut what's 100 points and 70, so you got some points
Yeah, no, it's a
to
lot,
play with as well. So 30 points can be a lot to play
a
with. You
lot.
get you can have your probability control person there or your
Mm-hmm.
TK,
Yeah.
so you can certainly make distance. I like the fact that you could probably you could TK him 6 squares, sidestep into some hindering, then he could charge for 9. So
Mm-hmm.
in yeah, could have in if you want to put him out there, that 17 square reach, which is a reasonable way for Mimic to be able to go. Not Mimic, sorry, Dakin.
Mm-hmm.
It's longer dial,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it can go down quite easily as well. So
Mm. Maybe
it's
give
certainly
him
someone.
the the big guy, the dial, the hero dial to him.
Yeah,
Probably, like
Galactus.
yeah, Galactus.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he
yeah.
could be kind of like outwitted, so he will always have his senses, for example.
Yep, you can. Yeah,
Something
you
like
can
that.
certainly have. Yeah, you can certainly add. Well, he's got toughness
Oh,
and
it's
regen.
toughness. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
toughness. So yeah, so Mimic.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mimic again. Dakin. He's got that special in his speed, which is charge, sidestep, stealth. When Dakin uses
That's
charge while he occupies
mm,
hindering terrain, he does not halve his speed. So that's
that's
great. He's
good.
got a 9 speed to start off with, so
Yep.
you get a fair bit of distance out of that. And then he's got that
Yep.
Muramasa coded claws. So I think he'd be good fun to play. And I've played against him now a couple of times, so we'll try to build a team. So Anthony managed to get me on that. I also played against Terry, and I said, "Well, let's go bring your team that you've been playing against Raf, and let's have a look at
Mm-hmm.
that." So, yeah, he got me, and he got me as well. It was an interesting battle. I had to make him make some choices,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I'll probably talk about that team because then sat around. We talked about it after the game and sort of said,
Mm-hmm.
well, what sort of changes could we make to my team to be a little, wasn't super competitive, but did the job. I was I survived for a lot of it. I guess Terry's team's pretty good. The
But did you
Blackheart and
build like something to beat him specifically, or did you wanted to play some stuff and then you just random, you know?
well, so listening to other podcasts, I like the idea of the Doctor Thing. I
Okay.
heard to sort of get thrown around. So yeah, and so I played with a Doctor Thing team, and I can go into it if you want.
Yeah.
So my Doctor Thing team, and this is I still got to rework it. I had 3 Doctor Things.
Mm-hmm.
I had Sky Tyrant. I had 2 Friends of Humanity. They were 5 point each, and then 1 Friend of Humanity that was 10 points. And I
Okay.
also had a spin ring on it
Okay.
as well. And so that gave me a +7 brute keyworded team.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that to win, and so then my sideline was I had DJ Doom,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Lord Doom. Was it DJ Doom? Oh yeah, Lord Doom, um, Sorcerer Supreme Doom, and then also all caps Doom.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I had some trading opportunities, but the main goal of it was to win first player, and then
Okay.
use my Doctor Things because Doctor Thing has a trait which allows him to choose something from the sideline and they can't bring that piece in.
Okay.
Let's have a look. So he has completely expected and planned for as a trait. When revealing forces, choose an opposing sideline game element. If Doctor Thing is on his starting click, the chosen sideline game element can't be brought into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, being map, reveal my force, this is what I've got. And I was able to say, well, you can't bring in Jason. You can't bring in. Who did I pick? There was 2 straight off. We had Jason, and one was Gene. I chose Gene, but
Oh
probably
yeah.
didn't really need
Okay.
to.
And the other one is like the mind control guy, right?
Yeah. So, who was
Exodus,
it?
isn't it?
Yes, yes, that's it. So it was Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
So straight away it was sort of like Exodus and Jason, so I couldn't bring either of those in. And then I had a third one, so I could have chose Dark Phoenix. I could have chose Phoenix. I just chose Phoenix because it was the first time I've sort of played it out and had a look at what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, yeah, so then he couldn't do his swappy business with the Magneto that he has. So he had to sort of stay with the team that he got, which is still a reasonable team.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Diamond Patch and Blackheart and Kate Pride, and what the 40-point Magneto, and
Mm-hmm.
also the 2x2 Magneto.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's certainly solid, and obviously what he's managed to work with his having those sideline elements is to change to adapt to the team he needs for whether it is come first,
Yep.
whether he's won role or hasn't won role, depending on what the opposition team was. So I was then able to swap out and put in like all caps Doom as well. I was
Mm.
able to put in Lord Doom, and I think I put in Sorcerer Supreme Doom because
Oh,
I was
so
just sort
you
of,
pick the thing first, and
yeah,
then
because I won.
you also swap stuff, right?
Yeah, because I went
Oh,
first. I
okay.
was able to. So because I was went first, I was able to do that. If he
Mm-hmm.
went first, he could choose, and then I'd have to.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can't. You have, from my understanding, I have to go first to be able to do that, and then
Yeah.
swap them out. Otherwise, I'll have to keep them in the game. And look, I'm
Yeah.
not unhappy with Doctor Thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
he's got plasticity, sidestep, give, and he's got free place Doctor Thing adjacent to opposing
Mm-hmm.
character that attack Doctor Thing since your last turn. He's got a 19 defense. He starts with invincible, and he takes a maximum of 1 damage from range attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So, Blackheart shoots him, just take 1 damage, and then come straight over to him next turn.
Mm-hmm. But Blackheart also charges, right?
Yeah, and he could charge as well, but yeah, but then he's in my face as well. So,
Okay.
uh, yes, and so if I got left him, that was fine. But being able to bring in Doom and restrict him to 3 actions was good.
Mm-hmm.
And to then also have and again, it was probably I didn't really think too hard about it because I brought in Lord Doom because I really like that he can full speed charge. So,
Yep. Yep.
I was able to use telekinesis to throw. Well, I put telekinesis on one of my friends of humanity because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I needed him to throw some people around. He was able to throw Sky Tyrant out, and
Yep.
then Sky Tyrant was able to charge up and do his thing. Missed all the attacks, of course.
Yeah.
That's the way it went. But that's the way it went. And then I was able to charge him with Doom, and we sort of worked out that you could do that if Doom came in. Lord Doom came in first, did his full charge attack, then Sky Tyrant did his and hit. Then he'd actually be able to carry Lord Doom away as well
Mm-hmm.
on the way out. So had some potential. Look, missing. I missed my first 3 or 4 attacks, and yeah, couldn't recover from that. But I think I left him with Diamond Patch and Blackheart on the board. I managed to get rid of all the others by the end, and before he managed to finish me off. But yeah, it was interesting. What I found is that I had theme provs, but I needed something more, and
More.
so I needed more because my dice weren't great. I did have a round where Lord Doom hit um, Eight Pride 3 times in a row when she had a 19
Mm-hmm.
and like so can't not Lord Doom all caps Doom. He had his 3 attacks, bang bang bang, and hit every 3 of those, which was surprising. But that again, it's dice rolling. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. So it was a really interesting team because it made Terry really think about that whole process of, well, what do I bring in, what do I don't bring in. I actually can't bring anything in to to change those numbers around, so I have to stick with my original team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, and
but it's still really good, right? So
well, you got lots of
that's the
Dooms on there,
thing.
and
Like, no, his original team is
oh
good.
yeah, that's right.
That's the thing. Like the thing that I'm struggling is that even the original team is still really good. So
Yeah, with the Blackheart's
bunch of
just
stuff
great.
with like Blackheart and the Diamond Patch just by themselves, and even like Kate Pride. I don't know why like people just think that Kate Pride's kind useless, but like he's keeping Kate Pride on his team, and she's really key to his team, right? He moves up, I think like 11 or 12 squares.
Yeah, so Kate
Um,
Pride allows that great movement and carrying,
yeah,
which is valuable.
carry a bunch of people, so he just move up, let's say like 12 or 13 squares, like even if he wants with a one perplex,
Yep,
and throw Blackheart and Diamond Patch like just in the face of like
and then they're
everyone,
there. Yep,
and
and it's
then it stops you from using like stealth, what is that, senses, and bunch of other stuff. It's really tough to kill like diamond patch, and
Yes, so
that's why,
he
yeah.
was really tough, and same with. I must have got Blackheart down to his last click, but
Yeah,
then he
but it's
just
a trap. But then because then he heals everything up, right? Like he,
and I didn't have enough to finish him off, and yeah,
yeah.
and then he just healed back up.
And that's the
It's like
thing. Like every time he hits the stop click, he generates stuff that he can mastermind. So it's really hard to actually like go and kill Blackheart. And then Kate Pride gives regen, and every time he charges, he kind of like get healed, right? So
yeah,
yeah.
so it was yeah. I'm and look, I think I still have to go and have more of a tinker around with the team, trying to tinker. I sort of thought in the end, I only really need two doctor things to be really painful to a sideline.
Mm.
If you select carefully on the sideline, so like I only really need to take Jason and Exodus because he's never going to bring Jean in by herself then, and so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
making those good choices, and so it was I've sort of been trying to craft one which might start with DJ Doom on the team as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then
Mm-hmm.
I've got those dice.
Dice.
And Blackheart having the power gen on him is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just he's got big numbers and he's hitting for big and it's penetrating generally. So
Yep.
being able to steal the power gem from him would be really valuable too. And I guess that's in general. Like, I'm sort of like going, well, how would this team fare against, say, your team? I can still choose a few things off the bench that you off your sideline that you couldn't use, and say, cool, you can't bring in this Brainiac, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you can't bring in this Doom. Like if you were playing Dooms
Is
and
it
swapping
just
around.
like one guy, or it's like the whole? Let's say I have like two Brainiacs, two Vulcans, and two Grots.
Yeah, it'd only be the one, so I'd have to go. I'm gonna
Ah,
go both Brainiacs, I guess. I'd have to
ah,
because it's only bring in one sideline element, from my understanding.
yeah,
And I just think it's we've got to start continuing to look at things that are different, and that was my idea. I don't think it's great or perfect yet, but it's certainly something I'm going to continue to work on because I actually didn't mind playing it. I was still able to get into his face second turn and
mm-hmm,
hit, and attack. Didn't actually hit,
yeah,
but could attack. Um, that's when you're ready. And yeah, and I think I need to still tinker around with it a little bit more. Look, it's never going to be perfect, but it's a start to try something different. And
yeah,
again, it comes down to that play style that you enjoy playing. I've always been a person that likes to try to get as quickly as I possibly can. I'm not
yeah.
really. I don't enjoy the shoot game that has been for a long time. So I actually really enjoy this. Let's get into
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
people's faces and start
Yeah.
smashing. Um, yeah. So, what have you been playing then of late against this team of Terrys?
Yeah. So you know the team that you probably know that team that Daniel Powell was playing like Doom and Batman and stuff, right?
Yes. So that's the. It's got the Doom. It's got the microphone Batman.
Yes. So yeah, that's the team is basically um yeah, I think I even deleted because I was so annoyed with I deleted from the roll 20. So it's basically yeah, starts with the Doom that keeps every cosmic past and future stuff like so we team it's Latveria, and the team is basically Doom, Batman, Sky Tyrant, Amanda Waller, um, Two Flashes, and Molecule Man, I think. Um, I
That
usually
sounds
win
right.
map. Yeah, so I usually win map. I'm +2 on top of him. I think he was playing like 5. But what yeah, what he does usually on to play against my team, he swaps let me have a look. I think he swaps no, he swaps Diamond Patch for Jason, That's one of the things
Yes.
that he does. And Magneto for he even keeps Magneto or sometimes swaps for Dark Phoenix, because then it's just like the points that he needs, right? The 2x2 mags, I think. Yeah, that's usually what he does. Swaps that by that. Oh no, actually, I remember now. He takes out the mags, 2x2 mags, for an extra guard, the Hellfire guard.
So he's
Right?
already got one on the map.
Yes. So he has one on the map. My first turn, I do my stuff. I equip my stuff. So I have like the alchemical fire, and it might be either power gem or the Waldo arms.
So that's alchemical fires going on Batman.
Yes, right. And the Waldo arms goes on Sky Tyrant. And
Yep.
you know what? Let me try something. Let me try to share my screen with you here on Discord. Let me see if you can see. So I can actually go through what have a look. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool. So it doesn't matter much my team, because like what happens is that like at his first turn he basically first of all, like, he used that thing, the bonus that he has to automatically um uh, have
So he has the Reign of Terror.
Reign of Terror. Yeah, that's the name. That's
So
the
he
name.
can automatically succeed in leadership. So then he can create
Right.
another
So
guard straight
he
up.
has another strat. Yeah. Um, let's say something like this. Like, so this girl. Oh, and by the way, the map is definitely not this one, because I usually like to play on something that is like opened. Uh, let's say, what's the name of that map that is? I always forget the name of the map, but it's pretty wide open.
A rock map? Is it the
Yeah,
W
it's
one
the
of the
rock
W?
map. That's the one. That's the rock map. Glen Grove Cemetery. That's the one. Okay, I'll put this here and I'll quickly show you. So you have a look why I am struggling with that stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's already map. Okay. So he kind of, like, let's say, sidestep to here with her, and she carries 3 people, right? So she basically can drop something like Magneto to here, drop Blackheart to here, and then drop Jason, something like this, and then we have other, like, guard or guard. Oh, the guard is on the front. Yeah, something like this, and something like this, right? And then he used Jason to pop, like, Lord Gaia somewhere here
That's his
in
barrier
Gaia
piece.
barriers, right? So, and he makes like a barrier, something like this.
Made
Oh, and actually, I think no, he actually puts like Black Heart on the top or Black Heart on the back. Yeah, something like this. Okay, yeah, might be this. What happens is that at this stage, basically, I have like few options. I think it will be like a TK Sky Tyrant up, and then +2 Flash stuff is gonna be like 8, right? Because
So
of
your team's sorry. So your team.
yep,
Oh yeah. So it's got the 2 flashes on it,
yep.
um,
It's
and
2
has
Flashes, Batman. Let me just quickly go through here. It's Flash twice. So Flash. One is TK Flash. The other one is the Leadership Flash, right? So TK Flash, and then Batman, Amanda Waller, Doom, Amanda Waller, Doom. Oh, we have some. We have Doom. Yeah, we have Doom. So I used like the 3 action Doom as well, the same as you do. In the Molecular Man. Okay, in Molecular Man. To some smoke and barrier and stuff. In Sky Tyrant as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it might be it. So it's like something like this, let's say. So this guy here is like TK Flash with TK like for 8 basically, okay? Because he has that 2 extra that you can go when you TK. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's here, okay?
So we know Sky Tyrant can get to there. So it's about what are you doing? I guess is
Yes,
that
that's basically. So I can get to here. So that's the place I can get, even if I perplex once, because like Amanda Waller has perplex, right? And she actually like starts the game here. So Sky Tyrant can get to there. So I have to choose. I either go here and I don't even know. Like I think maybe like he do something like this or that. Doesn't matter much. But the thing is, I'm struggling is if I send Sky Tyrant up and try to Quake here, okay?
Yep.
In
So go.
first attack, let's say I decide to Quake. In the best case scenario with 2 Quakes, if I Quake once, look how hard it is, because if I Quake once, what's happened is that Kate Pride will go to her click number 3. What means she has defend now.
Defend not of 19.
19. And everyone gets 19, okay? So my second attack will be even harder. But that's fine. Even if I hit twice, she's not dead. And maximum I can kill in this situation is like 2 guys here. The guard and Magneto, right? Or he can even in this. Oh no, that's it. So maximum I will end up in this scenario is those 2 guys dead. In Sky Tyrant with 2 tokens at this stage, because at like the first turn Sky Tyrant equipped, okay? And then I move back. That's fine. So I just go back. But next turn Sky Tyrant will be basically or dead or doing nothing, okay? Because he needs to clear. And then this was basically like 2 actions. My thing will be like this, and Batman will have 1 token because he equipped last turn, and this Flash will have a token as well. Probably I will try to barrier up something like with Molecular Man, something like here, like do some smoke and some stuff. But that's like.
It's just is it coming down to dice rolls then, or
Yeah, so and then next turn, basically it's not even dice roll. It's just like I kind of like lose because he, and he has the other pog here that creates the stuff. But anyway, he Lockheed can give perplex. So this girl can now move 13 up. So she will kind of like move up, and he can either have extra guard, depends on his leadership, right, or not.
yes?
Yeah. So he will have something like this at this stage. So the problem is that now Jason can create the guy that is the giant guy, right? So this guy can shoot over barrier for 3 damage. Sky Tyrant can now sacrifice the guard if he wants to, and free charge anywhere. So even if I barrier or not, or he can use rookie to kind of like shoot my barrier, and then he can use Sky Tyrant to free charge or free running shot. He can even energy explode my stuff and then do another shot like a costed action. So he's doing 5 damage with uh, the
With
power
Blackheart
gem.
with the power, but he can't do after being carried. He can't do a second act. Like he can't.
Yes,
He can
that's
have the
correct.
free
Yeah.
action. So,
Yes,
but he's sort
he'll
of
do
in
the
there
free action.
already.
Oh, but let's say this guy, um, uh, he can even like let's say generate like uh, chaos or something like this, or something just to shoot one of the barriers and energy explode or charge or do some stuff, and then it gets really rough, like that's uh I don't know, I'm just like struggling to
Yeah, and it is a really, really good team,
yeah.
and that it just shows it's got some versatility. It can actually survive some
Mm-hmm.
big hits, and I yeah I don't know if I have any because your team is great. Like, is it
Yeah, the
Sky
team's
Tyrant?
good. That's it. It's like everything is so good. Like, and the guy that actually, made this team, he won like a tournament with 30 people, right? So maybe I just don't know how to pilot the team, or, or maybe just like he didn't play against Terry. So,
Well, and that's right. Sometimes as I said to Terry the other night, I said, are you considering playing in any of these sort of events as well? And
mm,
he's like, "Yeah, it's the time. It comes down to the time frame." I said, well, you should, have a go. And he goes, oh, but they start
yeah,
at like midnight and go to like 5 o'clock in the morning, and
yeah.
that's the hard one. Um,
The thing that I'm struggling with more is that I can't find damage enough in the team to kill Sky Tyrant. That's the problem. Like I always take
to
him,
kill
let's say to
Blackheart.
click, yeah, Blackheart, yeah. I put him on click 4, but I cannot get enough damage to kill him. Like if he leaves Blackheart in a position where I hit with Sky Tyrant, it's even worse because Sky Tyrant gets to click number 2 because of the mystics, right? And then he
Yep.
almost gets useless on click 2. So,
Yeah, but you'd be able to come in and flurry. Um,
but it's not
so
full speed, right? So it's always like easy to adjust and be out of his range. That's one of the things.
mm,
And yeah, that's basically. So one day we can probably play, and then you can watch from outside and give your opinions after that, because I might need some coaching, I think.
yeah, I don't know if I'm in that category of coaching, but certainly, I guess it's something we to continue to look at. Has Terry found the right combination for the Hellfire Club swap overs?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he's found a really good and really solid combination.
Yeah.
And I guess the next step is to test out how does it go against the Maggot team? How does it go against?
Mm.
How does it
Yeah.
go against Justice League?
Okay. Yeah.
Wonder Woman coming in,
Yeah. I can play. I can play
incapacitate.
that. I can play that Maggot team. I think that's a good one to try.
Yeah, and I think of the Wonder Woman, which is what come in there and lasso and swap over, and then Gigantic to come through with a
Mm.
retail,
Mm. Mm.
and
Mm.
it may be one of those things. It's yeah, Blackheart is just really good. Even though he's 4 clicks, he's just really, really good, and you have to pop him
A-
3 times.
And he has a lot of leadership as well. Blackheart has leadership. Jason has leadership that can take a token off anyone. Magneto has leadership if he's alive, right? So he has like a bunch of leadership just to take tokens off Blackheart. And if Blackheart um, sacrifice the guard, he clears and heal 1 click.
And he, yeah,
So
and so that's yeah, and it's as I say, it's just a really solid team that he's put together with really good swap outs.
Yeah,
And for what he needs, if he needs to swap in and drop a gene bomb, he can if he goes
he
first.
can. Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Oh, Jim Bomb is
that's
really terrible for my team as well.
I can imagine it would be. I look at your team and go,
So.
five flashes and sky tyrants, and just go, cool, just blip, gone.
Yeah,
And
gone. Yeah.
so, and I guess this is the, I guess this is how the high level competitive is played. Like they are really strong teams, and it's just sometimes really hard to find the right combination to get over the top of it. Um, and Terry's well practiced now at his team.
Yeah.
You've helped him to practice his team for a long time. So
Yeah.
he's well versed at how that works. And yeah, and I guess to say, I think it's you start looking at those different types, and you've got like a Sky Tyrant one, with the flashes TKing out. You can do the same with the Wonder Woman type team. Get Wonder Woman out there, lasso, changeover, lasso,
Mhm.
call over Giganta, I believe, and she can attack. And so you can certainly do that and that maybe it's getting those action tokens on, but he has that leadership. Certainly, getting rid of Kate Pride is probably a really valuable thing to get out of his team. I think that's almost something that
Yeah.
more important than getting Blackheart straight out. Go cool, we'll get Kate Pride, and because she's not cheap. I don't
But I
think.
think she can mastermind as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. She
If the
can.
guard
So
is there, they can all mastermind, and it gets really hard to kill anything apart
yeah,
from stupid guards. Like
and she can mastermind. Um,
and just
yeah,
mastermind to the pog or something like this. And
yeah,
apart from that, again, like Kate Pride gives the whole team regen. So all they have to do is just punch on the face to regen,
yeah.
and Blackheart's
Still
just
energy.
charging, and like healing back. So
But
um,
yeah, no, I think probably is the maggot team to try out the that
yeah,
animal team as well. I
yeah,
think
I'll give that a go.
because you start moving in with a bit of poison,
Mm-hmm.
which could be valuable, especially for someone like Jason, and because he hasn't got a defensive power and poison. It's not an attack, my understanding, so you can't mastermind poison.
Yeah, that's
I don't
correct.
think. Yep. And so and
This is something that I was going to ask you. Do you think that if you build a team yourself, you might play it better because like you build it, or it's just
I
like I have that feeling that like when I see. So the other day I was watching some games on YouTube, right? Someone recorded like 10 hours of games, right? And I see clearly people copying some teams, like the famous teams that like let's say Maggots, or this Doom and Batman team, right? But the people that were actually playing, they had no clues what to do with the team, so they picked up like a bunch of like pieces that are good, and saw some people saying or talking about this, and they just copied, right? But they clearly had no clues on how to play the team. So do you think if you build the team, spend some time building your own team, you might like probably play better?
well, sometimes it comes to the love of the team that you have built,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you grow to really enjoy it. Um, and I guess if you're net decking a team, it's good to watch someone else play it. But what you tend to find is there's little things about the team that you may not know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether it's all this characters, you can see a
Yep.
sidestep, but
Yep.
you can see how it all works.
Mm-hmm.
Like like things like on that team, Spider Hammer being able to have a copy like an underworld team ability to be able to carry people around
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
really valuable. And I think first time, well, I sort of had before that. I was sort of working on a team with maggots and Hammer
Mm-hmm.
and tried that out, and yeah, it was it was amazing, sort of what you could sort of do. Um, and it's really it's looking for those. If you're playing someone else's team, sometimes you don't know about those little extra things. I can have an extra movement here, or and the
Yeah.
more you play a team, I always tend to find out. And I guess that's why when you going to something major like a nationals or a big tournament, practicing your team is important to know, to work
Mm-hmm.
out those little steps that you can do.
Yeah.
Last night with Terry has come in with a team that he's played many times and
Yeah.
knows how
Right.
to play it.
Yeah.
And I played this team for the first time and
Yeah.
just sort of like I'm gonna just chuck it out there and see what
Yeah.
happens. And I would go back now and go, oh, let's change how that played out, or let's do that a little
Mm-hmm.
bit
Mm-hmm.
differently. And
Yep.
and again, it's about learning.
Mm.
And so you can copy a team fine. I don't have any problems with that. And look, in the end, like combinations are infinite, but the most powerful combinations aren't infinite. And so you're going to cross a team that someone else has built more than likely,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and just a chance to play it. Like we know things like the double null team, no good
Yeah.
against Terry's team
Oh, I
because
tried this one. I lost like in 5 minutes. It
he
was
has
definitely 5 minutes. Like I said, okay,
so he
now
ha-
let's play another game because that sucks.
and so he's got there's a part of me that goes, I'm probably happy to copy Terry's team and
Mm-hmm.
give that a crack because it's a really good combination of characters. He's really thought about how it works, but he also knows those little tricky things that can occur of it. I was watching him as he played and like the sidestepping and moving here and changing around,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd take me a bit to practice that. So it's always one of those things. I myself, I like building a team.
Yeah.
I'm going. I see the problem now is how do we beat Terry's team, and how can I build to, not just to beat that, but to also be competitive as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
sort
I
of.
was trying. So
I
I
look.
spent like hours a day trying to think about something. I was going to like the X-Men, stuff.
Yep.
I saw some potential because I wanted to, go into a little bit of this swappy stuff, but without copying what Terry was doing. So I thought about what else do we have. So we have Fantastic Four. I don't like that stuff much, not my play style. So what else? We have X-Men, swappy, right? With
Yeah. So
Professor X, right?
Professor Xavier,
Yeah.
he and look, the options are different.
Yes.
And so the great thing is,
The great thing you have maggots.
well, okay, yeah, so you do have Max. The other one is that you can do the cables and have the
Yes.
cable swapping, so
Right.
you
I
can
thought
get.
about this one as well. So I was thinking about start with something like this. So my idea was basically start with. Let me have a look here. So I was thinking about starting with maggot, and then I found that Pixie is that
Yes,
piece out. So
I think Pixie is still in.
oh no, I mean,
Uh,
but this piece is out in the market, right? I can find this one. I can find this one,
yeah,
right? Okay.
I've got one.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So she is X-Men, Mystics, and Passenger 3, right? And the thing is, have a look what she says. Like, Passenger 3, when Pixie carried characters that share a keyword, so like X-Men, her may be placed within 3 squares instead of adjacent. So the idea is turn one, TK. So okay, sorry. Let me go keep going to the team. So
Okay, so we've got
Maggot,
okay, so let's have a look. So you got Maggot.
Maggot, Pixie, Professor X, the Cable that we just talked about, Dark Phoenix, and another Pixie. Okay, so 2 Pixies, 2 Maggots, Professor X, Cable, and Dark Phoenix. Okay.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
I'm struggling here to find things. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Mag.
You are looking at my screen, right?
That would
It
probably
it
be smart. No, I was
yeah.
trying to build it myself. Okay,
No, have
right,
a
there we
look.
go. Yeah, now I'm. Okay, yep.
It's the one that I have highlighted. So
So
Maggot,
Professor X,
Maggot. Yeah.
and I think I have to make that bigger somehow. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And this is just the starting team, right? So one of the swap stuff that I'm gonna do is, so I'm gonna generate the 2 cables the free ones, and I am gonna swap Cable for Wolverine. What's his number? 054 Wolverine from the Fantastic Four set. 054. Okay, this is one of the things that I'm gonna do. So, and with this in mind, so I think that Wolverine doesn't share keyword with Pixie, so I'm not gonna be able to throw him like that far away.
He's got X-Men.
Oh, he got X-Men. Yeah, that's true. So I can do. So the idea is, I move. Okay, now you can look back in my screen if you want to. I don't have the pieces here, but let's just make like a representation of the pieces. So I'll tell you. So, you know the cables. The cables, like, they have free TK, right? The holograms. So if I TK, let's say that this girl Kate Pride here is the Pixie. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So I TK, and the Jason Minigard is the Cable clone. So he will TK one of the Pixies, okay? The other one that will be down here will have like the maggots and the Wolverine with her, okay? So she moves up and drop the 2 maggots and Wolverine, okay? Okay, so now this one has a token, the other one doesn't have a token. And then this one can move 10 up, okay? So she'll move 10 and carry the other Wolverine and the maggots. And I can actually end up throwing them 3 squares away. So it's be 1, 2, 3, just in the face of the other team. So all of a sudden I have maggots here and Wolverine that can make an attack if he's adjacent. Because when Wolverine is placed, he can make a free attack, right?
Okay, I'm just finding it.
Yeah. This is 055 Wolverine. It says, when at the beginning of your that's passing. When Wolverine is what's this one?
Let's have a look.
At the beginning of your turn, when you remove a that's not this one. Once per turn, when Wolverine is carried and placed adjacent to 2 or more opposing characters, after resolutions, he may make a close attack.
Okay, so passionate 1. Yeah, so once per turn, Wolverine. So that's his new Fantastic Four trait. Yep, he's carried and placed adjacent to 2 opposing characters after resolution. Okay, so he's got to be next to someone.
Yeah, 2 or more. Yeah. But I can definitely make it, like, because like the maggots will be here. Even if there's blocking, I can generate the pogs, break the blocking, and then do something. But just like that's like the idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but
and again, it's something that you have to start to look at to build with and go, what options I like. That's a really interesting one. I guess the Wolverine I look at and go,
because when he dies, he's not KO'd. That's the thing. That's what's good, because you do not score him.
Yeah, but until you have to try to bring him back.
Yeah, and then he will stay like basically 4 rounds out, and he returns. Actually, like 3 rounds out, and then he returns on the 4th.
Have you got someone with the Fantastic Four keyword on your team for that?
I better add.
So that's
I better add someone.
So that could be the hard crossover, is trying to find someone that has both Fantastic Four and X-Men. But with
there
Professor
other stuff, right? Professor X is Illuminati, and also.
So then you start to look at things like Mr. Fantastic, who would have
Mr.
Illuminate,
Fantastic. That's it. Yep.
and so maybe that new veteran one that's coming out. Sorry, new veteran one, a new super rare for Empire would be great because he's
Mm.
only 30 points.
Which one
You
is
get
that?
your so from the Avengers Fantastic
Mm-hmm.
Four
Mm-hmm.
Empire set. That's the new one that will come out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hopefully before
Yeah.
the end of this
30
year.
points. Yeah.
Um, so and that still gives you someone who's got the Fantastic Four keyword,
Yep.
and which will then help to make sure Wolverine can
Might
come
work.
back.
Might
Yeah,
work.
and so yeah, again, it's like so. I can see you already sort of thinking about, well, how do I build this? What do I do? And so you're really just getting into that team building process of looking at what those movements would be. And like, yeah, that's like all of a sudden you've got three people up in your face. You've got, um, yeah, you can get rid of barrier as if need be, if you need to get through a barrier with the
Yep. I
Eenie
just
and
don't know if I
Meanie.
can survive later. Oh, and then I have Dark Phoenix in the back as well. So after all of this stuff, I can even Colossal Retail if they attack me here. So
Okay, yeah, I'll have a further look at that as well. Could be, yeah. Again, it's another variation of that mega team, but having the opportunity to do some swappiness as well, which is
mm-hmm,
really good.
mm-hmm. Yep.
You only need your holograms to for the TK. You can get rid of the
Yes.
normal one to bring in a Wolverine,
Yep.
and and it might be one of those things you might be. Yeah, if you've got to figure out how to fit Mr. Fantastic on, but he's 30 points. Dark Phoenix is 30 points. You might not want to
Yeah,
lose.
and
You might not
and
want to lose Dark Phoenix though.
the thing is that I'm struggling with this because this Professor X is 25. I cannot swap. I really wanted to take him out of the
Um,
team for something else, right? But I cannot find anything like. The good thing is that
so
he has leadership, so
what? Yeah, and that's so, and it all depends. Like so, looking down, you could swap him out for. There is a Mr. Fantastic who's from the Deep Cups Fantastic Four. He's 20 points, two clicks. He's got a
oh,
shape change, super sensors. He's got a stop click.
okay.
He's 20 points. Um,
Yeah, I can see that. 2 clicks and the stop click, right?
all you
Uh-huh.
want to, like if the only thing you're really looking for is Professor X, he's just doing your swappiness at the start,
Yep.
right? So you still get your, you can still probably, well, you should more likely get to your outwit click because you've got it's a stop click.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what Mr. Fantastic is going to do is sit back. He's
He's
not going
sitting
to be.
back, yeah, of course. But
He's sitting back to make sure Wolverine can come back in.
yeah, but so do Professor X, right? So yeah, the
Yeah,
Professor X is doing
and
the same. So he's just sitting in the back. So
the only thing you probably lose then is your leadership.
yes, that's one of. I really need.
And
So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna go through my turns and see how much leadership I really need because the pogs from maggots are autonomous, right? So I need and the TK from the holograms they are free. So I'll free TK, move and then move. So at this stage, I am throwing 3 guys at their face, with just 2 actions. So I'm not sure I actually need like 4 actions. So
okay, yep. Oh, and but can't, four actions can't hurt.
yeah,
Can never
of
hurt.
course, but it might cost like the leadership. This leadership might be costing too much, like for the team. I think because, as you said, I really need a Fantastic Four stuff in the back. Uh, to have the Wolverine back. Otherwise, I'm screwed. Wolverine is gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
Well, and they could get rid of him, and your whole idea is that you want to be holding those points rather than,
Yes.
and then make them have to come and kill Mister Fantastic if they want to get those points. And hopefully, by the time they do that, Wolverine's back
Yes.
into the action. So yeah, no,
Mm.
hey, look, and again, all you can do is continue to look at different combos and different things you can try.
Mm-hmm.
It is just how it is. I found as a diamond patch was hard, he reduces penetrating damage if I remember correctly,
Yeah, that sucks.
and
Ugh.
so it's a really good team.
It's
But like,
annoying.
look, um, we have been playing a 300 point modern on Sunday at our shop. Yeah, we're back into it.
Wow.
which is really
Cool.
nice.
Who's playing?
Um, um, I don't know yet on
Okay.
myself and my son, but I think I've got at least four. I
Is
believe
Alan
Alan will.
coming?
I believe so. Alan will come,
Okay.
and so we've at least got four. Hopefully, maybe one or two others will rock up as well, which would be really nice. And but and I don't know what other people are planning to bring.
Okay.
So I will tell you, this is my team for that because it's very. We don't play super competitive.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Um, so I've got on my team I've got Dario Aga.
Mhm.
So he's from the Captain America set. I really like him.
Mhm.
He does something unique, which is mess with team abilities.
Mm.
And if people within 5 squares they can't use their team, but I really like that from him. And I've also added his legacy of Minos, which is 25 points, so he can turn into a Minotaur
Oh, okay.
um,
Yeah.
at the end. Um, it's not a theme team, this one. I've got Maxi Zeus from the Wonder Woman set. So he's got leadership. He can generate Minotaurs,
Mhm.
and he's got some psychic blasts as well, which is valuable. And then I have one, two, three, four Minotaurs on my team. From
You really
from
like
from
that stuff, right?
yeah, I do. I like swarmy kinds of teams. I
Okay.
like
Yeah.
trying something different. So the Minotaurs, they're sidekicks. Um, and they got I like them. They've got charge. They've got blades. They're 20 points each. They can go through blocking terrain. So
Mhm.
I can't complain with that. And then to my last 100 points, I've got five Thing robots from the
No,
fan.
that thing is good.
Yeah, and I've I tested a couple times just playing against one of my friends who will be there on Sunday,
Mhm.
and we're going to build a Justice League. Who he's bringing all over. He really enjoys playing the Justice League stuff, so he's looking to build something out of
Mhm.
that, and so we're going to help him to build a team. But I found I really enjoy the thing robots. Like you can,
Yeah,
I've
it's
got I
cool.
got I got four sidekicks. I can just go cool power action to
Yeah.
them to move them up, and then yeah,
And
it's
they have like
yeah,
invulnerability, right? Like,
invulnerable.
yeah,
Yeah,
like they're pretty
vulnerable.
good.
They
18
do
invul. Like, oh,
and they do 4 damage on that top click,
yeah.
and they're 20 points. I don't mind if I lose them and
No,
things like
they're
that. And
pretty
so
good.
it's a bit of a first turn. Hopefully,
Hmm.
Maxi Zeus continues to generate more Minotaurs because he can with his
Yeah.
leadership. And basically, the first turn is moving the thing robots up by giving them a move from the sidekicks, and so
Mhm.
all of a sudden they're 7 squares out, and they haven't got any tokens on them yet. And then next turn you can
Is
it's a
it
fun
just
team to
like
play.
just 300 or you have some
Yeah,
points to
just
spare?
as that's three. That's 300 points on the dot. I
Okay.
could have put another robot thing in or another Minotaur in if I just
Hmm.
left Maxi Zeus at 50 points. But I put
Okay.
the legacy of Minos on him, which allows him to become a Minotaur,
Okay.
um, because why not? And that equaled out to a nice 300. Again, it's not a highly competitive team, but it'll be a fun team. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking with um, I guess with my play group that we're playing with, we still have kids playing, so it gives them a chance to,
Oh, okay.
uh, I don't need to go in. I don't need to go in with a double maggot team,
Yeah, nah, no. No,
which
definitely
I
not.
have. I could do a double maggot. I got Spider Hammer and all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff, and I don't
no
need
need
that
to.
because I want to still continue to encourage
Mm-hmm.
people to come along, and um, so
What is your son
this
playing? Do you know? Like, did you
uh
discuss, or is it like a secret
we
still?
haven't talked about it yet. He might
Okay.
say, depends on where he's at. He might say, "Can you build me a team?"
Oh,
And
okay.
so then he's a good player. Max is can
Mm-hmm.
knows how to play well. So then I also build him a team where we'll
Okay.
have to put a bit more effort into it rather than I think last time he played like Dr. Richards and Dr. Dooms and had like a big Latveria team and just
Mm-hmm.
steamrolled everyone. But that's okay, and that's okay. It's okay to happen. Um, but yeah, so I guess put into context what we're talking about because we're talking with some really strong teams. That's probably not what I'll be playing anytime soon. But I do enjoy having that opportunity to play against you guys online about it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really good.
And I would like to I would like to play against your um, Batman, Doctor Doom team. So we need to organise that because I want to see how the teams I'm
Yes.
building
Okay.
fare against it. And so we just
And
we
and
just
the
have to.
thing, the problem is that I like the team. You know, like what I'm more sad about is that like I really like the team. I really like how the team plays.
Yeah, and so
I
don't
just
get
can't beat Terry, so that's the
and
and there's no
don't get
point
this.
to
Yeah.
keep playing like because
Well,
if I'm gonna
there,
be losing, I just like said I give up. You know,
yeah,
like
it's always to Terry, and so you're beating yourself. So think about if you so you need to play against someone else. So play against me.
yeah,
You probably beat with your and you probably beat with your team. Go, okay, I can see how that works a lot better. Um, and remember, yeah, if you go to a tournament, you're not always going to be playing against Terry. Um,
yes,
and
of course,
and so it comes down to someone else might if,
yeah.
again, you can never guarantee what's going to happen. We know that he's got a really strong team, and it's really great, and that's a really high stand for us to continue to work towards to create better teams ourselves.
Yeah, yeah,
If
that's
that
it.
makes sense. My, I would love to try out this Dariaga Minotaur team against it some stage too. Just to, I would really like to try it out against that high level, just to see how much it just crumbles into a heap. But it'd
Yeah,
be really interesting.
it's gonna be
It'd be
interesting. We can definitely do it.
cool. So we'll have to, yeah, we'll stay in touch, Raf, and get some games organised for next week.
Yes.
Um, sorry, this is I guess we've talked pretty randomly about teams that we've been playing, and some people may have turned
That's
off
the
by now.
random episode. That's the
Yeah.
random episode. So we have the right to do it. Chris is not scripting our episode today, so
Is there any that sort of provides some track, I guess, as well? Is there anything that you've found in the rulings of late that has interested you? I know that you're one who likes to look at the rulings a bit. Um,
let me have a
is it?
look. Because I think okay, I had a doubt the other day. It was basically I'm not sure if any of your guys in your store will play or planning to play the Emperor Gladiator, right?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't think we haven't got it. We're still
No, you don't have one around.
our no, our RAF, the Rise and Fall set
Mm.
came into the store yesterday. Yesterday?
Okay. Good.
It's
So you
yesterday.
have some
So
stuff to spend money.
yeah, so well, yeah, I went down and grabbed the case again. So now I'm 2 cases in, and that's enough. I won't be buying any more. But I'm waiting for Alan to come up because he'll open his case and we'll try some seals out, hopefully.
Yeah. So the thing is that there is he has that. Uh, let me put Emperor Gladiator. So the problem is that he has something like this. When if Emperor Gladiator, when an Emperor Gladiator hits, give him a confidence token. Okay, so he gets that
Yes.
confidence token after he hits. Okay, but if Emperor Gladiator has a confidence token, he can reduce penetration damage. Okay, that's good. When Emperor Gladiator would take damage, he may instead remove a confidence token to take no damage. Okay. Um, the problem is that he has impervious in his dice, in his dial as well. And I don't know if you remember, but let's say I think like last month, WizKids posted something about Imperial Gladiator and they deleted immediately. So what they posted that he can use the token after rolling impervious, and if you fail impervious, you can use the token. But they took that stuff off, like it's not there anymore. And I asked it around, and people said they took it out because they were wrong. And basically, what happens is that let's say I am attacking you, and it triggers at the same time. So the would take damage triggers at the same time as the impervious, right?
Yeah. So you have to choose your own adventure there. You're either
Yes,
going, I'm going to
exactly.
take the
Yeah,
confidence token off, or I'm going
yeah,
to
yeah,
try to roll for
yeah,
impervious.
yeah. So there's no way that this works like this, and that's why probably like WizKids took it like off the site pretty quick because they noticed that it was basically wrong. So I think that in terms of rules, it's just like this one that I was still a little bit confused on how it works, and I got some like guys in the rock channel to confirm that this is basically how it works.
So when he takes damage, he's got to make a choice. He can either roll for impervious, or he can take the confidence token off. He
Yeah,
can't do both.
yeah, yeah. You can do both.
It makes sense because they're both triggered by when they would take damage.
Yes, that's correct. And we had some discussions on mind control, right?
Yes, mind control.
Jesus,
Great
mind
power.
control is confusing. It's extremely confusing, I think.
But there's certainly lots to mind control, especially when you
Yes.
start taking over different characters. And I know we played our game, and I guess we played the old rules of just move and attack,
Yeah.
but now we know it's a whole lot more as when we checked into it. So what did you find out?
So basically, what the guys told as well was that everything that is, I don't know if we can call this, but like passive powers. So it's
Power?
not like a power action, right? So everything that is passive on the dial, and then you can use during the mind control. So, for example, you can use blades during the mind control. You can use probability control if the guy that you mind control has probability control in the dial, right? So like let's say you have like a probability control there, and that thing was not used yet. Let's say for asking you to re-roll, for example, you can use that prob from the character that you mind controlled. So you can use, what else can you use? You can use
So you'd be able to use
close
close
combat
combat,
expert. Yeah.
range combat expert, because they're all those things that just add to it. I guess you've got your precision strike.
Penetrating
Uh,
psych blast, right?
yep, there's
Oh,
penetrating so when it just when you make a range attack.
yes.
Yep. So Quake would be the same when you make close attack, but you can't pulse wave because that's a range. You can't energy explode because that's actually a capital's range as well.
Yes, that's true.
So yeah, it gives a bit more scope to think about, well, who do you mind control? So yeah, my difficulty was when I was playing against you was that I was mind controlling someone like Dakin and then didn't really. Then I would have preferred to have used the blades claws rather than just the natural damage, and that yeah, and so that makes it certainly much more powerful, um, much better to
Yes.
use. What else did you find?
But
Anything else?
confusing as well, right? I
Yeah,
guess because it's not, what I'm saying is that this is not specifically in the rules, and then that's the thing what when we start having trouble, because how do you convince, let's say you're just playing like a game with a player that's not really, engaged with the rules, right? So he doesn't go to the internet or doesn't actually know a
yeah,
lot.
new players. Yep.
Not only
Well,
new, even if like seasoned players, but that don't actually follow as much as we follow, right? How do you convince this person that you can use their own probability control during the mind control? So that you can use blades, or because it's just say you can
so,
move and make an attack. So
yeah, so I think, and so I was looking at this as well. I think it would be comes down to it says move and or make an attack, and the attacks in the little letters, and so
yes,
whereas Blaze Claw's Fang says make a close attack, and that's
correct.
all in little letter. And I think that would be the distinction. So well, you can do is because it says you can make an attack, and so an attack can either be a range attack or a close attack is what they are, but it's not a capital range or capital close. And so that's how I would try to explain it to the person. The probability control is a little bit trickier, I think.
Yes. because
because
there's
it's
nowhere like to see that this works, right?
yeah, but like it's if you mind control someone and they've got empower, and then you got you move, yeah, they, it's just you get to use it as well. It's like as I said, it's when I used Dakin and hit his own mimic and was able to give it a poison token because I had a hit with an opposition character, and I and it's it was those little intricacies of it that that was really good to
Yeah, it
clarify
was,
over
yeah,
last week.
and it's good to disseminate this right across the board because people will be aware. So let's say one day we play in a big tournament, it's not just me and you saying that stuff, right? So
Yeah,
it's good that a lot of
I,
people knows about this. So we can all
I
play
think
like an harmonized game, I would say.
yeah, and I think that it goes in waves sometimes. So it's when people are looking at different different abilities, and then going, okay, oh, and that comes to the surface, and then mind control go back down because no one's using it very much. Even though like Jason, people were probably pretty clear with what it could do.
Yep.
It was just good to make sure it was clear again and clarified. Did you find anything else about mind control that was valuable? Any other thing people can use? As in, people able was I right? And people can use the rally die.
Oh, wow, this one is like surprising, right? Rally dice. Because it's just there. It doesn't say you cannot use it, right?
Yeah. So
Let's have a
if I've
look
got
here in something that has a rally dice. So Dakin, for example. No, the Dakin doesn't have it. So okay,
yeah,
rally dice. Opposing attack rolls. When Blink makes an attack, after resolutions you may remove a rally dice to place. Also, again, it comes down to that thing that you just told, like makes an attack, and that's what the mind control says, right? Make an attack.
so it depends on what the rally is. Yep. So if hers works, so I looked at what's Warpath, and his is like free remove Warpath rally die. So I
No,
can't
but
do
you
that.
cannot do free, right? Yeah,
That's right. Yep. So it would definitely the character that you
but for Blink, it says when Blink makes an attack after resolutions, you may remove her rally dice to place. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one to discuss because it says, look, um, opposing attack rolls, right? When Blink makes an attack after resolutions, you may remove her rally dice to place her
so it
on.
probably couldn't be that one.
But probably
Um,
couldn't because after resolutions, you revert back to the other player, right? So you cannot do after resolution stuff.
Yes. But again, another interesting one. If you attack first, because then you're still able to move, because you can move and attack,
Mm.
or attack and move, and so
Mm.
you attack and your attack resolves, and it's still your character because you can still move.
Yeah, that's true. And then it's after resolutions as well because it finished the attack, right? That's
So
interesting.
yeah, so there's lots. I guess with what I found with mind control, it depends whoever you mind control. There's lots of little intricacies with it, and what you can do. Like we know that Exodus can mind control Jean and throw her across, and she can
Oh
explode, which
gosh,
is
yeah,
cool.
that's
Um,
that's not cool.
and yeah, no, we won't go there. But I'd just go. It's really interesting that I found that one interesting. That mind control people, if they have a rally dice, it could get used. Long shot's a good example because when long shot makes an attack, you may replace a die in the attack roll with a rally die.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that
It's
probably this works. Yeah. Yeah.
so it's one of those things to sort of continue to look at. I
Mm-hmm.
think mind control is still, we know mind control is really valuable with Exodus, with Jason. I've been looking at the new Emma Frost, probably not the most valuable, but
No,
yeah,
that's
I'm
interesting. That's really good. Through everything blocking and stuff. So yeah.
yeah,
The problem is that
and
she's
so
expensive, but like for the meta, right? But
yeah,
it's really good.
125 is worth
Yeah.
it, and then the lower point probably isn't worth it either. Then because it's just not enough.
Yeah.
But hey, look, in our sealed event that we're having,
Mm.
she was fine at 125, and yeah, certainly she's got enough there to keep herself alive.
Yeah. Yep.
Really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you got anything else?
No, I think that was a good one, so I can freely speak without uh, being
About
told off by Raf
the, sh-
next week,
the
Raf.
the shackles are off for you this week. Um, look, I think um, it's just a continually, and it's a forever changing. We'll have a new set come out with Empire, and there'll be new stuff that'll come out which will change how then it goes up. I still go, what's wrong with Black Widow?
Oh my god. Like I was trying to build around her, but I don't know. I think they just killed her with that change, I think.
Yeah, and but I still think that she's probably really valuable.
She is
Um,
good. I like her. I really wanted to build with her. But the change that they did, I think they killed her. Like the thing that reduced the amount of, like, the number five, like 5 tokens, was just enough for her to keep her alive and generate some of the recruit, right? When they changed that to 3, I think, or something like this, or you have to spend 2 to
yeah,
activate, yeah, the third trait, and then she's left with 3. She generates 1 recruit, she's only 2. So she basically takes like the hit, goes to last click, and then returns just 1 or 2, and she's dead again. So uh, that's pretty sad, I think. And for 100 points for the meta now, she became a little bit expensive. I think too much.
yeah, yeah, and I think like
But I like her. I still like her a lot. So.
would guess in we've seen Fantastic Four, swappy. We've
Mhm.
seen an
Mhm.
X Men. We've got an X Men and Professor X. We've seen one with
Mhm.
Magneto for that. I'm sure coming up in the next few sets there will be some swappiness as well. There will be some character, whether it's like a Captain America,
Mm.
lower point Captain America that can do some swapping for Avengers teams maybe,
Oh. Okay.
and that.
Yeah.
I
Then she probably is back, right? At least on the
Yeah, and
sideline or something.
I'm just throwing out predictions. I have no idea. I don't work for WizKids. I have no idea what they're doing. But you sort of think that if they've sort of gone in with a bit of this change, being able to change around for certain teams, they just haven't. We haven't had Avengers clicks for a while, and
Yes.
so we're going to see them. And I dare to say we'll start to see that come in because then that gives a lot more options as well of what can be done.
Yeah.
Again,
We
you know,
might need
wait.
some strong Avengers at lower points. As like as of like the standards of today.
Yeah, and
So
because
Avengers can make like a comeback. So.
when you look back and you go, ABPI was an amazing set with amazing pieces, and
Mm-hmm.
now you go, and they just go, they're too expensive to
Yep.
play in, and you go, but they were just so, Astronomer, as I go back to Astronomer, he was great, but he's just too expensive.
Too
80
expensive.
points for what he can do, which
No,
is what it
Gardner.
was.
I really love like Gardner Trader. I still like those stuff. It's just very expensive to play them.
Yeah, so, it's just the way it was moved from it moved from being a range game as well to being a up close game too,
Mm.
which is yeah, it's just how things continue to change, I
Yep.
guess.
Yep. Yep.
Well, if there's nothing else, shall we wrap it up for tonight?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, I'll work on doing that. So as we bring another episode to a close, remember you can check us out on Facebook, on our Facebook page there. You can check us out on our Twitter as well. We have a Twitter account, and I know that people like me to mention it. It's at Barbie Clicks because we love our
Yep.
Barbies. Um, but yeah, you can find us at Clicks on the Barbie on Facebook and Twitter, and you. I think that's it.
That's it.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. So yep. So let's turn off the Barbie. We'd like to thank you for tuning into the show. Have a great week, and remember that even a poor plan is better than no plan at all. Have a great week.
Thank you. Bye. Blah 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 days.